when do you deworm chickens? Do you do an annual chemical prevention no matter what, or just treat as needed? And do natural methods work, like pumpkin seeds, herbal combinations, garlic, and wormwood?
So when do you deworm chickens is a good question. I think that, my opinion, that people deworm a little bit more often than they need to, and that's part of the issues that we've been seeing a lot of resistance to the normal deworm, the chemical dewormers that are on the market. So I don't think you should deworm your chickens unless you think you have an issue. And if you're feeding grit, I think that that is also going to be a natural way to a good prevention. So grit is going to, there are a lot of benefits to grit. It's going to help with your feed digestion, and also it's going to help break down any kind of those internal parasites that they could be picking up from the ground. And in terms of natural methods like pumpkin seeds, I don't have any direct experience with that, but I believe pumpkin seeds are pretty high in tannins, and tannins are really beneficial for deworming. Jeff might have a little more information on that.
The natural methods actually do work, but let's back up. I mean, Alyssa really hit it. If you're feeding the right size grit, as it passes through the digestive tract, it's going to dislodge most of those roundworms and internal parasites. So in 25 years of doing this, I think I might have had 2 cases where we knew for sure that they were internal parasites and the person was still feeding grit. And I'd have to tell you that the living conditions that those chickens were in were horrible. I mean, it was mostly a mud lot. There was nothing green. There was nothing good, and the bedding was horrible. So really, if you keep the right size grit in front of them, good hard granite grit, I don't think you're gonna have to ever worm your chickens. The other thing that works is keeping a low level of dense fiber. I like oats, and the oat hull after it's ground passing through is also a natural internal parasite deterrent. Now look, wormwood, herbal combinations, garlic, they all work to a certain degree, but none of them work perfectly. You're still not going to get a complete clean out. When somebody shows me that they have worms, they see them in the manure, and if you've got worms, you're going to see it. You'll see the roundworms in the manure. You catch some fresh, a fresh plop, and you can spread it out with a putty knife. You can see them with the naked eye. They're pretty easy to detect. I actually like to run either copper in the feed, or I'll actually do copper sulfate in the water. 1 tablespoon of copper sulfate per 5 gallons of drinking water for 3 to 5 days. And we've been using copper for years to control insects and manage parasite loading. So it's not new. It's pretty simple. It's not a drug. There's no withholding. There's nothing that's going to pass through in the egg or the meat that's going to be harmful to anybody. That's probably the easiest way to do it. But don't just do it because you think you need to do it. I'm watching some of these Facebook pages with, pastured poultry and backyard poultry, and these people are just crazy about worming their chickens. And I'm like, ugh, don't do that.
Yeah, I agree.